The Spanish Grand Prix qualifying has just finished. Lando Norris is on pole, and for the third time in a row, we are not driving a Red Bull in Can I Beat the Pole lap. Last episode it was the Mercedes of George Russell. Before that it was the Ferrari of Charles Leclerc at Monaco. And then of course before that it was eventually the Red Bull. But for this one we are in the McLaren MCL 38 of Lando Norris. So with that said, guys, welcome back to another episode of Can I Beat the Pole lap. The time to beat today, a 1:11.3, an absolutely insane qualifying session. Lando Norris, Max Verstappen definitely put on a show at the end. Mercedes looking very strong, and Ferrari somewhat dropping back. So anyway, we're going to try and beat that time from Lando here today. We are a laser scanned version of the Circuit de Barcelona in Catalonia, and we're going to see if we can get anywhere near that time. So currently we are on a default car setup with just 50 bias and a bit more front left tyre pressure. Now for this one we're going to basically run low power mode just to get an idea baseline of where the pace is at. We are on the C2 tyre, C3 being the softest, C1 being the hardest, so mediums. And I just want to get an idea of where the track is at. So through turn 1, turn 2 and now turn 3, which is easy flat. Keep an eye on the front left, as already it's getting a bit hot. Turn 4. A little bit wide there as we throw the car in, power up on exit. Turn 5. Front left wants to just lock up every time here, struggling with mechanical grip there quite a lot. And now into the 7-8 chicane. Let the car change direction. Turn 9 should be flat, but a little slight confidence lift there on these tyres and this setup. Turn 10 on the anchors, breaking up the 100-meter board. Back end fighting on the way out as we head into 11. Stay tight, be patient, use all the runoff curb. No bumps in this game as we make our way through the final 2 corners to close out the lap. Here we go up to the line. First lap on the board is a 1:15.1, so that gets us within 4 seconds. Not a bad start, but let's make some adjustments and try and get closer to the pole lap. Now for this one, I've opted to actually keep the medium tyres on the car. I just want to do another lap with these. I've pumped up the front left to maximum pressure, and I've rebalanced some of the other ones. Now we're going to run high on the MG UK, which is the highest it goes, which leaves us with a possibility to override the MGUH, the quali mode. So this is a pretty high engine mode. I've halved the fuel, bit more wing, made some tweaks. Let's see how this one feels. I've also reduced the brake bias. We're on 48 by the way, which is like super towards the rear. Turn 1, turn 2, turn 3, pretty standard. Sectors 2 and 3 is where we're going to try and make up the time. Turn 4. Oh, bit of a lock up on the way in, running a bit wide, but we're a 10th up in the first sector. Trying to get the nose in early. We get a lot of mid-corner understeer. Chicane. Nowhere near the apex. This has not been a great second lap. Turn 9. I was flat all the way. Turn 10. Half a second up. Oh, big snap. For 11, be patient. Get the power down on exit as we then throw it into the last 2 corners. Going to go to 7th. Final corner, there we go. DRS to the line. Didn't really find a lot in sector 3. 14.5, so just over 3 seconds off. I feel like we're a bit further away than I'd like already. Let's go back to the drawing board and make some more adjustments. Now we're talking soft tyres. Serious business now. I'm going to run the same engine modes. I've put more front and rear wing on. We're now maximum front and rear wing, so I want to see if that helps us. Possibly a bit too slow on the straight, but either way I need to find out if we can crank up the downfalls. Brake bias is all the way to the back, 48%, doesn't go back any more than that. So fuel, 5 litres, pretty light car now, so let's see if we can try and put it all together. Bit of rear locking into turn 1 there, probably not ideal. Sliding through 2. Gotta be careful with that front left now on these tyres, we're going to really overheat this. Slightly up in the first, surprise actually, it felt pretty scruffy. That's where I'm losing a lot of time. I feel like I'm bleeding time through there. Turn 5. 7 and 8. Pretty tidy. Okay, probably don't want to touch the grass on entry, that wasn't ideal. Only 4/10ths up, this isn't great. I'm understeering like crazy through turn 10. Through 11, trying to pick up a late apex and a good exit, which actually was pretty decent. And now the final corner. I need to stuff those inside curbs, the car does not like them. 13.8. I'm a bit concerned, I think we're going to be a bit slow. Right, we're going to do a final roll of the dice to see if we can get anywhere near the lap. Let's try and get into the 12s at least. Right, this is pretty much it now, so everything on the table, nothing to hide. Let's see if we can dial this up and get a big lap on the board. Through the final corner. DRS open as we start the lap. Right then, first off speed trap, we'll just about hit 320. No rear locking this time. Car just isn't bouncing the curbs very nice. Turn 2 was a lot better, which in turn gave us a bit of a smoother turn 3. Oh, bit of rear locking onto turn 4, that's not what you want. Rear sliding. 3/10 up in the first sector though, let's keep pushing. Chicane needs to be good. Didn't quite get the first apex, but it felt pretty good. Took a slight lift there just to keep the car stable through turn 9. Half a second up. Let's keep at it. Fighting the car here, but we're finding time. Right then, last 2 corners. Let's hang on to the car here. Up to the line. Not quite a 12. 13.1. We are within 2 seconds, but I don't think pole's on the cards today. I don't know what else to do. Obviously, we can still go quicker. You know, you don't find 7/10ths and call it quits, but there's not a lot more there. Okay, why am I doing this? Why do I keep doing this? I reckon there's a little bit more in that. A very little bit more. But that's it. That might be the lap. I reckon that's it. I could try and be here all day. I had a snap out of turn 2, so maybe there's like another 10th or 2, but we're talking very small margins. Yeah, the reality is we're not fast enough, so we're going to miss out by about 1.3 seconds, so yikes. So here is the car setup for the lap. So I used C3 soft tyres. In the end, I actually went for fairly balanced tyre pressures. It worked okay. I felt like there wasn't a huge difference between a really extreme offset or asymmetrical setup or a regular, more, you know, fairly spread out allocation. Fuel 2 litres, enough for 2.1 laps, literally out lap and a timed lap. Electronics for the best lap, of course, were set to high and motor. Recharge on 10 and maximum engine braking to try and rotate the car in those slow corners. Aero 10.7. I think 9.6 was probably better, to be fair, but we're talking, you know, marginal gains. Alignment, you can see on screen, I think I made some tweaks. Same goes for dampers, I made a few small adjustments. Brake bias, I actually used 53 on my best lap. 52, give or take. Didn't make a big difference, but in that sort of region. I went down to 48 at one point, but I started to rear lock because of the engine braking. And then heave dampers, I also made some slight tweaks. And then suspension, I actually kept default, I believe. And so was the case for everything else. So there we go, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed it. And yeah, that was the Spanish Grand Prix edition. Admittedly, not great. The last 2 episodes, by the way, were insane. Monaco and Canada, we got super close. Canada especially was absolutely mental. So I'll leave both those videos, guys, on screen in a moment to go watch. In the meantime, a big shout out to the guys who made the mods for the car and the track. Go check those out, link down below. Also shout out to the members of the channel for the content. You guys are legends, always there in the comments. I always see you guys, always read your comments. Also, guys, down below you're going to have all my discount codes and affiliates. Go check those out. And now on screen you're going to have the previous 2 episodes. So yeah, guys, cheers for watching. Hopefully the race is a fun one. And yeah, we'll see you in the next one. Take care, and it's goodbye from me.